Normally, like this is a tide of 2 feet here. You don't get to see this too often here. Basically, tide's high, 2 feet. Surges are moderate, put it that way. I mean, I've seen bigger surges. But, this is pretty big. They're off and on, so that's just pretty good. Just got to be careful on these type of fishing waters. Like I said, you got to watch the waves, surges. They'll knock you off in your heartbeat. Just got to be extra careful. Just got to watch all the time. Okay, so we're gonna pop again here. Okay, so we've got what we're doing here is we've got a 6'10" HMX medium heavy, 1 piece. My favorite rod. I've landed 6 GTs in the last couple of months. So it's got some backbone for a small little reel rod. Anyway, using Stradic 8000. The 8000 body and the 6000 body are both the same. Only the spool is different. I've got an 8000 spool here. This is the biggest in my inventory. I don't normally use this because my taco poppers would be a little too light. But this is the biggest in the arsenal. This is fitted with 65-pound Power Pro, biggest. I have the 6000 spool we used yesterday, and it was using 50-pound Tuff Line. Okay, so we've got a power swivel here, rated at 130. Then 2.5 feet, 3 feet leader of mono Andy, and this is Brads Ripper. Can damage a little bit, so I put some epoxy, made of hardwood look like, but well made. Easy to throw. I can throw this probably about 80, 90 yards, and we'll see what we got. By the way, this is a Rapala loop knot here. There's a lot of people ask me what knot I use. I don't use a swivel, but you just got to be careful. After you throw this part, you got to go back and you got to check it, because sometimes they wear down. So that's probably why people use a swivel. I don't though, but it's all up to you. It's all personal. Okay, so we'll see what we got here. When we throw, we normally throw closer to the reef, to the drop off. It's not normally throwing straight out, because the fish actually they're right near the drop off, so that's where the food is at. They're looking for food coming off the reef. So I mean, you can throw them out in the middle. I do that sometimes, but I'd say 90% of the time when you're throwing toward the drop off, which is right in front of me. You can see the waves crashing right there. There's a lot of foam in there, a lot of action. I mean, that's where the food is at. So I mean, this popper has a lot of action. I mean, if there's a fish right here, it's guaranteed to pop it. Surge is really high. It's actually good for ninui and kala fishing now. So we'll do a couple casts inside here, just to see if you got one that's laying loose. Okay, so now normally that's why we use black. Black is easy to see where you got a lot of foam, and I prefer a black lure, but I can't say all the time. I'd say 90% of the time I'm popping it. It's usually like a blacker type, or like I said, a kaku. The kaku is more like an akuli, so that's why that's my favorite. That's my favorite lure. Easy to handle, and it's affordable. A lot of foam in here. I mean, if you got something big, it's going to be big. I say it's going to hit. It's going to be over 25 pounds. But I think the Stradic 8000 will hold its own. Like I said, the longest lasting Stradic for me was a maximum of 72 hours after doing my type of popping and cranking. So I had to send. I had 3 8000s and 3 2 2000s. I think it was. I about 6000s, and they didn't last too long. I fish in the water, close to the water, and water gets in there. You can rinse it, but unless you give a good wash down. Once the water gets in the holes, and then so I recommend a spheros, which is made for salt water, or any other reels, which is the higher ones, which is the Ghost, I guess, and the Sustain. and the Stella. It's all what you want to spend. And like I said, I didn't want to spend more than $200. Basically, the Stradic would have been the most expensive that I would purchase for my use anyway. Okay, so we're popping right to drop off. So we're gonna start like fanning. We figure if the thing would be right inside here, it would have been hit. It would hit already. Currently popping as fast as a kaku. Only this makes more splash than the kaku do. Way more. I mean, it's made to attract a fish easier than a kaku, I think. It's just twice as big. Looking for a loner that's cruising around here, see? Cruising around here. A lot of seaweed though. A lot of seaweed. It's gotta be around.